Your silence doesn't echo in her world. It detonates. While you retreat for peace, she spirals through chaos. This isn't about manipulation. This is about what your silence actually triggers in a woman's heart and why it speaks louder than words ever could. Step 1. Your silence triggers her internal alarm system. You think going silent is a neutral move, a way to cool off, gather your thoughts, maybe even protect your peace. But to a woman who feels emotionally connected to you, silence isn't a void. It's a signal. It sets off every alarm she has inside her. When a man withdraws emotionally, even without meaning harm, it lands like abandonment. Not because she's needy, but because her nervous system is wired for connection. She listens with her entire being, not just her ears. When you stop speaking, she doesn't feel calm. She feels unsafe. It's not about the number of hours that pass without a text. It's the energy that disappears with them. The absence of your voice feels like an absence of love, and her mind, it doesn't stay quiet. It starts filling in every blank. You leave with stories, painful ones. Step 2, she questions her worth before she questions you. Here's the brutal truth. A woman's first instinct in the face of silence is to blame herself. Did I say too much? Did I come on too strong? Maybe I'm just not enough. She replays the last conversation. Every word, every glance, she becomes a forensic investigator in a relationship crime scene, looking for evidence of where she went wrong. All because you left her hanging in the silence. And it doesn't matter how confident she seems, how independent, how grounded. If she cares, she questions. Not because she's insecure, but because love makes us vulnerable to the smallest shifts. Step 3, she starts filling in the blanks with her worst fears. Silence is a blank page, and if you don't write on it, her mind will. She remembers past relationships where silence meant betrayal. She recalls the slow fading of interest from someone who once made her feel seen, and she tells herself quietly that maybe it's happening again. She doesn't do this because she wants drama. She does it because she needs answers. And when you don't give her any, she'll write her own with heartbreak ink and anxious punctuation. You may be in a peaceful place, but in her world, she's now living in uncertainty. And that for her is torment. Step 4, she stops speaking. Not out of peace, but pain. Eventually, her voice goes quiet, too. But don't mistake that silence for detachment. Her silence isn't empty. It's overflowing with unsent texts, deleted paragraphs, and emotions she no longer feels safe expressing. Why? Because she's learned that her vulnerability wasn't held. It was ignored. Every time she opened up and felt you pull away, she registered it, stored it, and now she protects herself with the very thing that wounded her. Silence. She isn't trying to play games. She isn't testing you. She's tired. Step 5, she begins to let go while still hoping you'll notice. Here's the hardest part. Even while she's pulling away, she's still hoping you'll fight for her. She's checking her phone, rereading your last messages, looking for anything that sounds like, I'm still here. But every minute you stay silent, every moment you delay clarity, you're confirming her fears. And eventually, she stops hoping. Not because she wants to, but because it hurts too much to wait in limbo. She starts choosing herself quietly, not in anger, but in preservation. And when a woman makes that decision, she doesn't look back. Step 6, she learns the language of your silence. Women are intuitive. They don't need explanations. Yeah. They feel shifts before you even notice them. She picks up on your delayed replies, your short answers, your fading warmth. And she doesn't need to hear you say, I'm done. She feels it in the pauses. You think you're hiding it well, but your silence is fluent. It tells her everything she needs to know. She just hoped she was wrong. But each day, you stay distant. You confirm her intuition was right all along. Step 7, she starts editing herself to be less. Before she walks away, she tries one last thing. Shrinking herself. She sends shorter messages, holds back on telling you she misses you, stops initiating, stops expressing, stops asking. Why? Because your silence taught her that her emotions are too loud, too inconvenient. And so she starts editing the very parts of herself you once said you loved in hopes of not scaring you away. And the most tragic part, she loses pieces of herself while trying to hold on to someone who was already letting go. Step 8. She doesn't need closure. She creates it. If your silence was meant to provoke a chase, to make her beg for answers, you misunderstood the kind of woman she is. She won't come running. She'll sit with her pain. She'll process her grief. She'll accept the quiet as your final word. And then she'll rebuild her peace around it. You won't get a dramatic exit. No confrontations, no desperate pleas. You'll just notice that one day she stopped showing up. Not because she stopped loving you, but because she finally realized she was loving alone. So, if you're a man who's gone silent hoping she'll get the message, understand this. She's not confused anymore. She heard everything your silence said, and now she's listening to herself instead. If your quiet was meant to punish, she passed the test by choosing peace over confusion. Never underestimate the volume of silence. Because when a woman stops asking, stops trying, and finally stops caring, she didn't lose